A question of the utmost importance in college concerns going out on the weekends. There's drinking, parties, and fun. However, one must balance having fun and having too much fun. With all of the uncertainty surrounding when parties will actually start, it's important to know when planning your pregame how likely you are to have too much fun later that night.
Everyone has different habits, but we have assumed that one will have a drink every 10 minutes from the time drinking starts and will continue drinking until the party begins. Thus, the potential that the party starts after the stated start time poses a risk to our partygoer, in that they will likely overdrink if they make their decisions based on the stated party start time.
Our model allows users to input their alcohol tolerance in number of drinks and the time in minutes before the announced party start at which they plan to begin drinking, and outputs the % chance of a blackout.
Red word alert, red word alert. Blackout is a red word. You don't use that one in a singles bar. What's a better term for this?
Short-term memory loss.
Okay, perfect. Short-term memory loss.
To continue, we must create a distribution that outlines when a party will truly begin in relation to its announced starting time. Since parties never start before their announced time and usually start within an hour of that time, the probability becoming smaller and smaller as time goes on, we use the normal function. We used mean 0 and standard deviation 60 in minutes, and then converted any negative numbers to positives by multiplying them by -1. We must use the distribution, rather than simply using its expected value, to accurately predict the % chance one has of drinking too much before the party starts.
This distribution represents how many minutes after the announced time the party will start. Assuming a constant drinking rate of 1 drink for 10 minutes, and that they will only drink prior to the start of the party, if you add the amount of time before the announced time they start drinking, plus the number of minutes after the announced time the party starts, divide by 10, and round down, you will arrive at the number of drinks the individual has.
We used SIPMath to run 10,000 simulations in order to uncover the likelihood that you will experience short-term memory loss. Based on that % value, you can then choose to adjust your drinking start time to have either a greater or lower chance of experiencing this phenomenon throughout the night.
Since our model can obviously accommodate other values, we have run sensitivity analysis to see how the results change when the tolerance and when you start drinking are individually changed, with the other values kept constant.
As you can see, decreasing the tolerance and increasing the amount of time before the party during which we will be drinking both result in an increased chance of blacking out. However, we found that your tolerance affects the number of drinks the most.
Clearly, with the randomness introduced by variable starting times, an average would be flawed and would give us an inaccurate measure of how many drinks we can have. By simulating with SIPMath, we enable ourselves to make a more educated decision about how at risk we are given our stated preferences. As with real life, when decisions often deal with a distribution of scenarios as opposed to a singular set of conditions, simulation is needed to incorporate this range of possibilities into our decision-making process.
Thank you very much for your time, and please remember to drink responsibly.